Hello burners, I've got a few requests to teach you how to make a fire-eating torch at home. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start out by showing you the torches that I use. These are mine, my own custom-made ones. I used Kevlar for the head, which I like Kevlar because it lasts longer and it absorbs fuel pretty well. I just wrapped the head in it, and I used stitching. I stitched it here. I don't know if you can see that. But I stitched it with Kevlar thread. And Kevlar thread is really important because if you do this with any other kind of thread that's not Kevlar, it'll go up instantly and your head will unravel, which is bad. The rod is just a basic barbecue skewer that I picked up at Walmart, I think. And then I wrapped the ends here in leather. I got the leather from a local beading store. They just had a bag of it, 50 cents for small scraps, a dollar for large scraps. So just kind of look around, see what you can find. I like having something a little bit more grippy while I'm doing this. I also make my heads a little bit larger than average. If you check next to a Home of Poi fire eating torch, you can see the size difference there. So that's just kind of what I prefer. So in order to make a fire eating torch, you're going to need a barbecue skewer. I found this in my shed about 5 minutes ago. So these work great. You can pick them up pretty much anywhere that outdoor supplies are sold. I like these little ring thingies on them because it's easy to hang them up. Like if you, for storage, want to hang them up on a nail on your wall or something like that. Or you can put them on a belt or your belt loops for carrying around if you're at a festival or something. And you can also get kind of tricky with these while you're fire eating, so I like it. Second of all, you're going to need some white glue. Very important is white glue. Because when you use white glue is the only glue that will cure and harden and hold better with heat, which is really nice because other stuff will melt or it'll be flammable and it's just bad and it just doesn't work. So this is really what you want to use, white glue. It doesn't necessarily have to be brand name, but as long as it's good old white glue, then it will work perfectly. Better than any glue. Plus it's non-toxic, which is good. Second of all, you're going to need some 100% cotton, keyword 100% cotton dishcloth, which is like a wash rag. You don't have to get super fancy with it. I like white simply because it's not dyed and it looks better, so you're not using like a plaid fire eating torch, Or you can use Kevlar, which I don't have enough today to show you how to make a full one, but I will teach you how. And if you're going to make a Kevlar one, you're going to want Kevlar thread too. You don't have to stitch it, but if you're stitching it, then you're going to need that. So I'm going to go over briefly how to make a Kevlar fire eating torch. I don't have all the stuff to show you today, but I'll kind of give you an overview of it. You're going to take your barbecue skewer, and hopefully it's grooved near the top. If it's not, then you can take some wire cutters and make some grooves. It's not really essential, but it kind of helps it stick a little bit. You're going to take your white glue, going to open it up here, and you're going to dip your rod in until the tip is on. And then from there, you're going to put your rod on your Kevlar, and you're going to roll it like so. So it's rolled around there. And then you're going to take the end here, this end flap, and you're going to fold it over so that it is like so. You can kind of see that a little bit. And then you're going to wrap a rubber band around it to hold it in this shape. And once you do that, you're going to get your Kevlar thread. I don't have any to show you today. You can get it off of Home of Poi, and Home of Poi also sells these needles, which make life so much easier when doing this. So you're going to get your Kevlar thread and you're going to take it against your Kevlar head here. And you're going to stitch it. You're going to go through here and you're going to go under several layers of it so that way you can get it through and hold all the layers together and not just like the top 2 layers. So you can get 2 or 3 layers deep in there to kind of get that tight thing, that tight hold. And you're going to loop it through, pull it out, and then just keep stitching until you've kind of twirled it up all the way and then tie it off at the end. So that's how you make a basic Kevlar head, which I like the Kevlar ones. The dishcloth ones work great too, so this is the one I'm going to get more in depth with. So you're going to take your cloth and some scissors, and you're going to cut it as wide as you want it. Here's the part where you can get really creative, because it all just depends on the person. I like mine a little bit bigger. Some people like theirs a little bit smaller. Some people like theirs thinner but wider. I mean, it all just kind of depends. So however you like it. So I'm going to cut a little bit off here. Doesn't have to be perfect. At least mine isn't. There we go. And you have your strip towel. And then you're going to take your skewer and I'm going to try and groove it. I don't really have anything to groove with, so I'm just using scissors. I know it's bad, but still. Yeah, just get a few little grooves in there. And get your white glue there. Ta-da. Okay, and just like the Kevlar head, you're just going to put it on there. You're going to wrap it. Move this down so you can see better what I'm doing here. You're going to try and get it nice and tight. You don't want it being floppy at all. And after you get just a little ways in, you're going to want to, let me see if I'm almost out of glue, so it might not be working for me here. But you're going to need to squirt out just a little bit just to help it hold together in the middle. And keep wrapping. Make sure you have it nice and tight. And here's the end. You can see how it kind of arcs around here like this because I cut from the top of the towel. I'm just going to go across the top, that seam right there. So that as you do this, it'll really hold itself. You can kind of smear some of that around in there. I like to put just a little bit on. Come on, glue. There you go. Just a little bit there on the top. And just kind of spread it over to kind of create like a seal on top. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start from the inside. You're going to hold it so that it's nice and tight like that, and you're going to start twisting from the inside. That will help tighten up your torch a bit. So there we go. Hold it in your fist like that and twist it up. Oh, my little head layer came off in the twisting. So it's okay. The glue is a little temperamental at first because it doesn't want to hold, and I'm almost out. So you just got to make sure you can get it to hold there. There you go. Get your flap. All right. And then get a little messy over here. Okay. Then you're going to take a lighter and just kind of burn off all your stray fuzzies. And plus that will also help your seal cure and harden. So it's kind of like where you connected it. See how, like right there is where I connected it. You're going to go along there and help it cure and go from the top. And plus this is nice just because when you're first burned, you don't have all those fuzzies coming off in your mouth too, which they're not really harmful, they're just kind of annoying. So get it there from the bottom. Help it all cure and harden. And voila, you have yourself a fire-eating torch. There. All right, now comes the selfless plug. If you're on Facebook, you should like my fan page. It's Arson of the Eccentrics. You can mind the spelling. Arson, A-R-S-Y-N, and Eccentrics, E-X-E-N-T-R-I-X. So if you're ever on Facebook and you're a little bored, you should definitely find my page and you should like it, which would be awesome. So keep on burning.